This is Eric of Spark E Studio, and welcome to my review of the Lewitt Ray microphone. Of course, I'll be doing voice acting, having the mic above, below, and more. Now let's get started. Spark E Studio. Yeah. Included in the package is a pamphlet where you can scan it for more information on the product, as well as a nice leatherette carrying pouch, including a couple of Lewitt stickers for your enjoyment. Included in the package, we see the shock mount, which is quite nice, springy. And on the bottom, we have metal right here. Everything else is pretty much plastic. We have our knob that tightens and loosens as expected with a 3/8 connection point and a 5/8. So this would be normally for a boom arm. And if you have this here, we can change our sizing. Simply removable with a flathead screwdriver, as we see. Now, when tightening this, it holds very well, much better than the Audio-Technica AT4040 or the AT2035. So that is good. And if we look here, we have a little foam to go over top. Nice little pop filter, like the design right here. And we also have another type of pop filter, mesh grill type. And here we have our amazing microphone with Aura and mute button, which is not typical on any XLR type microphone. So this is indeed the first of its kind. That looks cool. It's magnetic. There we go. And it holds decently. And then we have our foam. Simple as that. Whee! Now let's get into more detail of how this sticks very tight. It wasn't just a matter of forcing it in. I did find there's a rubber gasket here, so I did check. And if I loosen this off on the top, it falls out. Because you've seen reviewers that say it just fell out. Right here gets loose. Loosen it off, slide the mic in, tighten this. Not falling out. So this way you can have it right side up or right side down. A lot of reviewers miss that fact. So let's continue on to using this microphone. This is our first time test of the Lewitt Ray microphone. Right now Aura Zinc is off and it's working like a normal microphone. Just to go through some specifications, it's 48 volts phantom power plus or minus 4 volts. In terms of the capsule, it is 1 inch in size, which is a very large diaphragm capsule, if I say so myself. 330 grams and 11.6 ounces otherwise in other weight measurements. Now, what do we want to consider about this? Well, for one, if we talk up close, it's going to plosive really easy. But of course, as we go farther away, it's going to lower in volume really easy. And as I get it close, we're going to get louder and louder and louder. Now I turn on the Aura Zinc, press the button, and there we go. And as I go further away, it's going to maintain my volume, but there's a catch to this entire volume being maintained. For instance, let me talk up close while snapping, and I'll back up, and I'll back up, and I'll back up, and we'll back up. And you notice that this got louder, the snapping? You notice it got louder? Now it sounds quieter. That's because as I go back further, the mic volume is getting louder. So any sounds you have around you, any banging, traffic noise is going to get louder in your audio. So keep that in mind. Now let's try the mute button. And there we go. And now if I want to mute by distance, I'll go right out here and see if I can get this to work. I think I'll hold the mute button. And there it goes. Right now it's setting itself. And I can still hear myself, so it must not be muted. Is it muted? Okay, there we go. We're going to go back. We're going to go back. And I'm muted. Oh, wow, that's cool. Oh, and it's not muted anymore. Now to test how this plosives. Plosive. Now to test how this plosives. Plosive. Now to test plosiving. Plosive. Let's try overhead, but before we do overhead like YouTube, what I want to do is some voice acting.
Quillen, use the power within you before it's too late! But I ain't got no power, except for these Power Hour chocolate bars. They're the best! I knew this guy once, and he wore brown pants, and he left trails of brown all over the place. It's almost like he pooped himself.
From what I hear through my headphones, this is very effective for voice acting and very accurate. Truly impressive. It's now time to shout it on out. A 32-bit float, that's what it's about. And if you notice that I have a connection to the camera so I could blend the audio in post and match the waveforms from the internal 32-bit recording, so this will not clip, no matter how loud I go. If it does sound like it's distorting, it's the microphone. And this is how we test SPL, max sound pressure level. Sound pressure level, SPL. So, it sounds like clipping when it distorts, if it will distort. Now let's shout really loud.
This is my test to see if I can make this to start!
Or not. Huh. That's our SPL test. Did it distort or not? We'll both find out on playback, and I don't want to shout anymore. My throat hurts. Let's test noise rejection. Mic test 1, 2, 3. Mic test 1, 2, 3. Mic test 1, 2, 3. And mic test 1, 2, 3. This is not a good mic if you plan to use it for game streaming. Now, if I was using Aura Zinc, this would be much better. Not much better. No, it's going to be much worse than you think. Let's turn on Aura Zinc. Now, if I turn it around, it's going to pick up everything just the same as it was in the front almost. And that's kind of weird how this Aura Zinc works. Now, if I actually move my hand, it's going to get different. It's going to get quieter. And if I go back and I go, now it's going to get louder. And if I move my hand in front, it's going to go different because I'm touching the laser light. It changes my volume all the time. Hey, now let's place this overhead. We done this test in your head. Now I can tap on this boom arm. And one thing that this is impressive, shock mount, you know. Now let's get to these other mics before it's too late. We are now listening to the Sennheiser MKH50 microphone. How am I coming through? I'm going to set the Lewitt Ray at about the same distance away, also at an angle. So, have a good listen to this. This is a Sennheiser MKH50. We are now listening to the Lewitt Ray microphone set up overhead with Aura Zinc on. It required a bit more gain than the Sennheiser MKH50. Actually, definitely noticeably more, but it works just fine. It's not going to cause you problems with most interfaces requiring more gain, but this microphone is only about $349 versus the MKH50 that was $1,200 USD. Now let's switch over to the Rode NTG5. We are now listening to the Rode NTG5. This microphone is $489 USD. That is literally more than $100 more than the Lewitt Ray microphone. Now, what gives this its value is the fact it has some waterproof. It can be used outside. It comes with the location kit made for a boom pole. It has the fur muff as well as the foam muffler option with it. So that's kind of the difference in value there. And right now we are back to the Lewitt Ray microphone. And just to give you an idea about volume levels, now on the Vocaster 2, we can see this little line, and that white line, that tells us how loud this is. And I'd turn the volume up quite a bit, which means if I was using a Scarlett 2i2 Gen 3, you'd probably be introducing hiss if you're trying to get your volume levels proper just as it is. You can't use a simple cloud lifter. It requires 48 volts phantom power, and a cloud lifter works with a dynamic microphone. So keep in mind that this requires quite a bit of gain levels. So you need a proper interface for use for this microphone. So keep that in mind. I have Aura Zinc on like usual. Now if I turn Aura Zinc off, I think it does go a bit louder. Now I have Aura Zinc on, off that is. Aura Zinc is off. And I'm going to turn that back on. Actually, weird. I can hear more like metal echoey. I'm going to turn Aura Zinc on. It just takes one tap of a button. I don't have to hold it whatsoever. Just tap on, tap off. Now let's switch over to another microphone. We are now listening to the audio from the JZ Microphone V11 Vintage. How am I coming through using this microphone that is $499 US and higher? You can see it as high as $699 US, depending where you're getting from. So this is clearly a more expensive microphone than the Lewitt Ray. Now this microphone, I do like the sound of it. It's a kind of a bold sound, but honestly, your voice will make the difference for your microphone. Now one thing I was afraid about the Lewitt Ray is that it'd be too high pitched, but it seems decent. Let's switch back to the Lewitt Ray. We're now back to the Lewitt Ray microphone. How am I coming through compared to the vintage V11 from JZ Microphone? Now when it comes to this microphone, I'll leave a link in the description of this video, and I'll try to remember to pin it in comments, the review for this microphone. It is really quite nice, as well as my comparison of the MKH50 from Sennheiser, the Rode NTG5, and the Sennheiser MKE600 in a non-treater room, that is, and outside use. Quite different when I'm going to use the Lewitt Ray for, because that's going to be in the studio and not outside. But if I wanted to use it outside, I could kind of jimmy rig something with a firm off. If you're really into that idea. Wouldn't recommend it, but hey, there we go. In terms of gain volumes, these were similar. In terms of weight, these are both similar. It's even similar in terms of the build, that this is all metal. The Lewitt Ray does have like plastic buttons on it. Otherwise, the build of this is all metal. And both are quite weighty. Both require about the same amount of gain. So similarities there, but different sound profile. More deep, bold sound here, and a more open stage on the Lewitt Ray microphone. So that's interesting. The sound is smooth. Smooth, you want to know? Okay, let's show you what I mean by smooth. This is Eric Sparky Studio. Whether I go high or go down low, 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 the tune is good. In a couple of the recordings, I noticed some self-noise. So right now I am recording with the Zoom F3 computer off and just simply me and the microphone and the lighting. And right now I see in the silence there is no waveform, so this should be the best results. Aura Zinc is off. So without the Aura on, let's listen to the self-noise. When I turn it on, you'll see me pointing my finger up. Now let's listen to the silence, and you can turn up your speakers. I will talk very quiet when to turn the speakers down. This is max absolute distance. You can see the Aura lights on, but there are no lights on the microphone itself because I'm out of the laser's range and it's past 1 meter away, which is the absolute furthest it can detect. Now to test the distance detection lasers at about 1 foot away. If I'm even closer, the distance is less. Watch what happens I'm further away. I'll go. That's crazy. See, it spreads out the lasers. So detect your distance at a big square away, like wide like this. On the topic of self-noise, this is rated at 9 decibels of self-noise, which is pretty darn low. Now, if we're talking about the vintage V11, it's really silent. That is 6.5 decibels of self-noise, and every 3 decibels is double the self-noise, though that's a far cry from other microphones like the SE Electronics VR1, which is a ribbon mic, or the VR2, which respectively is 17 decibels of self-noise and 20 decibels of self-noise. Now, who is this not for? This is not for game streamers. We pick it up quite a bit, even in the back end. There's no point in doing mechanical keyboard tests. It's going to pick it up, okay? It's just going to pick it up. There's not even a point to go there. This is not for podcasters. You have a person talking on the other side of the room, you're going to pick it up on this microphone as well, so keep that in mind. Yeah, if you want to use it, though, you're going to go up close and personal, so it's detecting you up close, so it rejects that sound more, but still, look, it's picking up still. Now it's picking up super loud when I'm far away. So there we go. Instrument, voiceover, voice acting, you are good to go. YouTube, yes, you are good to go. There you know. There you go. So this is Eric of Sparky Studio. Leave your comments below. What are your thoughts, and do you have any questions? Leave them down below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel to help this channel grow. And if you're a subscriber now, or if you already are subscribed, then you, yes, you are awesome. Until next time, thanks for watching and have yourselves a most wonderful day.